everybody, it's Kathy Champion and you're back in my craft room at Random Acts of Crafting. Today I want to bring you a how many cards can we make using this template. And as you can see, I drew this out, and this will represent a 6x6 sheet of paper, just like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this 2x4. Actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece off at 4, and then I'm going to cut this off at 2. Then I'll take that piece and cut it diagonally in the middle, and then we'll take this piece and cut it off at 3, and then we've got these two pieces which will be 1.5. Let's see, yeah, it'll be 1.5, 1.5, because this will be 3 and that'll be 3. And then we're going to cut these diagonally, and we're going to make cards with all of this. So, since I am choosing this beautiful paper, and this is a piece of Stampin' Up designer paper, and look at that back side, isn't that pretty? We can use this and get so many different color combinations out of it, so I thought that would be really cute. And what I did for my card base, I grabbed a piece of Brutus Monroe Wagon. It matches it beautifully. A piece of the Phonebook, which matches it beautifully, and a piece of Lagoon that matches it beautifully. And we're going to make 5 cards by using this one piece of paper. So let's get started. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring our trimmer over, and we are going to cut this piece down according to our template. Now I'm going to show you how easy it is, so you know, just stay with me. It's not hard to do at all. And if y'all want a copy of this template, email me at kathy@randomactsofcrafting.com, and I'll be sure to send you a copy of this, and then you can have this for your own reference. But you can see it's very easy. You're going to cut it at 4, and I will make sure I keep my pattern going in the right direction. So I'm going to cut this at 4. And then I'm going to lay that piece to the side. I'm going to cut this at 2. And that's going to give us our 2x4 piece right here. Then we're going to take this square and we're going to lay it into the track of our trimmer. We're going to line that up evenly in the track, swing that around so it points in the track, perfectly into the point. You want that point to be in your track. I'm going to close this down. I'm going to bring my blade halfway because I like to sink my blade. Slice up and down. Now we have our 2 triangles. So this half is already done. So now we have this piece, and all we're going to do with this piece is we're going to cut it in half at 3. So I'm going to put it in and cut this at 3. That's going to give us 2 equal parts. We're going to take the top one and we're going to cut it, because this is 2 inches by 3, we're going to cut it at 1 inch, and so we're just splitting it in half. So at 1 inch, and then we have these 2 pieces, and then this piece right here, we're going to cut it, it's 3 inches, we're going to cut it at 1.5, so there's 1 1/2, just like that. And now these 2 pieces are going to be cut at an angle as well. So again, line it up in the track, making sure that both pieces, the tip is in your track. Just like that. I'm going to bring my blade down because I like to sink my blade when I'm working with any angles. Sink it, slice up, slice down. There's your triangles there. And then we're going to do the same thing with this piece. We're going to line it up in the track. Just like that. You want to make sure that both points are in the track. So what I like to do is I like to hold one piece once I get one piece in the track, and then pivot the other one to where it reaches right where you want it. Slide your blade up. Sink your blade, slice up and down. And there you have all of your pieces. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut my cardstock to 5.5. And I want these cards to open landscape. I'm going to have one that's going to open portrait. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is landscape when it's like this and it folds over, and you can do the card this way or this way. That's a landscape. This one is a portrait because it can go like this, or you can do it like this. Same size card, just different ways of cutting them. So I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do this color, and I'm going to go to 5.5. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 card bases. So we're going to make 2 out of this color, 2 out of this color, and 1 out of this color. Believe it or not, this is going to make 5 note cards, which I think is fantastic. So I think what we're going to do is let me go ahead and score my cards while we have our trimmer out, because we can score in this. Also, I have seen that some of you have been looking for this trimmer, but you've been looking in my online store, Random Acts of Crafting. Make sure if you are looking for this trimmer, go to my Stampin Up website, and that will be https, and it'll be a colon, 2 backslashes, my name, Kathy Champion, .stampinup.net. And I always list that in the description, so if you do the little drop down, hit the little arrow, and there'll be a drop down where it says show more. It'll be a little arrow if you're on your phone or tablet, but it will be a little word that says show more if you're on your desktop or laptop. So just click on that and you will see my link under there. And then if you're wanting to get one of these, I have seen search after search on my store site. So I just wanted to let y'all know that this is not in my store. It's on my online store or my website at Stampin' Up. So I just wanted to clarify that. I don't want you to miss out on this wonderful little piece of equipment by going to the wrong place. Alright, I got that in at 5.5, and I'm just going to score. And then we've got that done. And I'm going to do the same thing with these other 3. This is going to be 4 1/4. They're 5.5 if you do them in portrait. They're 4 1/4 if you do them like this, because we got our length this way. So it's just the very same card, just in a different layout. And I like both layouts. It just depends on what I'm doing. So there's another one. And let's go ahead and do this one. 4 1/4. And remember, if you're using the scoreboard and trimmer, always grab your light handle for scoring. Your dark handle is your blade. That never changes. That will always be the case with this trimmer and scoreboard. So I have accidentally grabbed the wrong one, and I have sliced a piece of paper in 2. Not a big deal unless you're dealing with a pattern paper and it's your last piece. Then that's not a good thing. But you can always use that piece for a mat, which is what I did. Alright, so we have all of our cardstock, and look at this. We have 5 cards ready to go. So all we got to do is decorate these and put a mat in the middle. We're going to also crease these down really good with our bone folder. So here we go. I'm going to crease it, crease it, crease it. Also, let me know if y'all are interested in these Teflon bone folders. I will see if I can get those in my store. I also saw a search where people were looking for bone folders. You can also buy the Stampin' Up bone folder, but I believe it's not the Teflon. I think it's just a regular bone folder, which is like a plastic. I mean, they work really good, but these are more pricey. I'll be honest with you, these are like $20, whereas the other ones you can probably get for about $8 or $9. But I do like the feel and the weight of the Teflon bone folder, It doesn't leave a shiny place on your dark papers when you are creasing. I love the feel of it. I like the way it works in my regular scoreboard. There's just so much about that bone folder that I love. So, but let me know which kind of bone folder you would like, and I'll see if I can get those in my store for you. Or if you want just a regular one, you can go over to my Stampin' Up webpage and pick one up there. Okay, the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to take our triangles, and the larger triangles, and here we go right here, and see how they're kind of in dimension. You have a top one and a bottom one. We're going to make, I think for this one I'm going to do one out of this color, and I am going to put this right about there, just like that. Now y'all know, y'all all have watched me enough to know that I love this temporary adhesive, and I'm going to put that down until I'm committed. And the good thing about this is it peels up, and you can put your glue right over top of it, or your tape runner. So we're going to put one on that one, and then we're going to put one over here on this one. And look, we're already getting a couple of cards to come together. And just make sure, like I said, if this is a pattern paper, like these balloons are, and you see how your little strings are attached to the balloons, you want to make sure that you put the right piece in the right place. See the upper and the lower? Okay, the next thing, we're going to lay these to the side, because what I want to do is go ahead and get all of these pieces on, and then we'll go back and we'll decorate another way. So now we are going to turn one this way and one this way, and we are going to use these little strips. We are going to put one here and one here, and we're also going to use this larger strip, and I think I'm going to put this one like right about there. Now let's go ahead and commit, or not completely commit, but at least place. And what I want to do is I'm going to use my mat right here, because I want to make sure that this is over about a ½ inch. About a ½ inch. Right about there. And the same thing with this one. And you want to get these where they're lined up across the top. And if you have a T-ruler, this is a great time to use that, because it will definitely help you line these a lot more even. So I'm going to bring that T-ruler down, and I'm just going to let it sit there. And I'm looking at my scoreboard, and I know I want to come to about here, and I'm going to bring it up to that ruler. So that way I know that those pieces are pretty straight. Okay, so we're going to lay that one over there. Now I'm going to go ahead and commit this piece. I think I'm going to do it like this, because I like the balloons, the fact that they're going, you know, a little bit that way. Alright, we're going to put this one down right about here. Getting it nice and straight. So that one's done. So this is our last one. And guess what we're going to do with this one? We are going to put these on our corners. So we need to look and make sure we're getting our corners like they need to be. So we're going to put one there. This one looks like it'll go here, looking at the streamers on our balloons. This one's going to go right here. And then this one's going to go here. Now how stinking cute is that? And now we're going to decorate these. I'm going to go ahead and put my temporary adhesive on these so we can get them placed where we want them. And I'm bringing these all the way to the edge of the card. You don't want any border on this one. You want to bring it over completely to the edge, because you want it to look like you've used a cut, or you cut out, and that's exactly what this is going to look like once you get everything in here, just like this up a little bit. This will be easier to do once we put the glue on it because we'll have some wiggle room. We can wiggle it around a little bit and get it exactly like we want it. Alright, now we're going to grab a punch. And we are going to do some punching with some little shapes. Like this is a Stampin' Up punch, and this one right here is called Label Me Lovely. And we're going to do sentiments on these. So let me grab my stamp set. I've got some scraps of paper here that I want to use. And we are going to go ahead and get our sentiments cut, our little ditty. I'm also going to grab a die because I want to use a maybe like a label die or something here in the middle or on each one of these, and they're going to kind of be uniform since we're going with the same pattern paper. Let me check that out and I'll be right back. Okay everybody, I am back and I have done a lot of work since we were away. Let me close up that ink pad before I stick my hand in it, and then we will really have a mess. Okay, what I decided to do was I pulled out the stitch nested label dies, and this is a Stampin' Up set. These dies are so versatile because you have all of these different sizes. They nest inside of each other. It is a definite must-have for your stash. I love them. I used that one on a couple of the cards. I also pulled out my heart punches, and I'll have to look these up and see if I can decide where I got these from. But you remember the ovals that I had that were pink? They were from the same company, so I can go back and look that up, and I will try to link those in the description below this video. But what I wanted to show you was this is what that what these die sets right here, what they stamped out, or they cut out, and it's stitched. Just a beautiful little detail of a stitching. And I want to put this one, I think, like this. Or do I want it like this? Maybe I want it like that. And I want to drop in one of these hearts. Or do I want this? No, I'm going to do that one on there. I'm so indecisive, y'all, but y'all know that about me. I do want this one on here. And we are going to do one of these on here, and this one on here, and then this one on here. These are all going to be note cards, so it's going to be just a note. We all need note cards in our stash. Just when we need to send a little thank you note or something like that, and something that says just a note would be all that you need. Then you can write your sentiment on the inside. Now I also, just a note came from Music from the Heart, and this is another Stampin' Up stamp set, and I thought how cute would it be to put one of these little notes on the stamp, or on the heart, or the, you know, any of these little pieces. So let's pull off one of these little notes, and I'm thinking this one might be just a ticket. How stinking cute would that be? Just like that. Even if it was a little bit askew, it still would look so cute on here. So I'm going to grab that Onyx black ink again, and just a note is what I used for this. And let me see if my little, yeah, it's still wet. So I'm going to clean up the stamp really quick, and I'll put this one back onto the stamp set, and this one is the one that says just a note, because I want to use that little block, I think, for that that little music note. And I am not musically inclined at all, so I know they have a name, but I don't know what they are. So I'm calling it a music note, because to me that's what that is. So we are going to pick, or do I want that little square one? The square one might, I love these stamp blocks, because there is a size for just about everything. and everything has a size. And what's so nice about that is you have the ability to stamp this where you want it and like you want it. Now I think on this one I just want to do it right here at the bottom. So let's pull over our VersaFine ink, and I'm going to ink this up. Always check your stamp to make sure you've got a good amount of ink on it before you commit. And I'm going to come down about there. I'm just going to hold it and let that ink transfer. How cute is that? Just a note. I think that adds so much to the card because it lets the person know that you put a little thought in it. I'm going to put one right here. So cute. Now I'm going to do something a little different on this one. I'm going to put a musical note right here. And maybe one up here. Oh yeah, I love that. Now this one I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do it down here at the bottom. And we have one more that we need to do right here. So those are all ready, and we are actually ready now to put our cards together. So I'm going to clean that off really quick. These little stamps like this, I like to get them back onto my backer so I don't lose them. If any of you know how aggravating it is to lose a stamp from a stamp set, I often talk about how I lost baby Jesus, but I had a May stamp set, Still He Came, and if any of you are familiar with that stamp set, you know that there was a little baby Jesus in the manger, and it was tiny. I mean super tiny. And of course, I lost baby Jesus. I still haven't found him, but I know he's somewhere. At any rate, what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and get these glued down. This one, because it's the hardest one to line up, I am going to lift up the side of it. I'm going to try a little bit of this liquid glue that I bought from Stampin' Up. This is a fine tip glue pen, and I haven't tried this glue yet, so I'm really not sure how it works. But let's go ahead and try it. Well, it doesn't appear to be coming out of there. Maybe there's some little fancy footwork I need to be doing. It is. I need to take the top off of the glue. I figured there was a reason why that glue was not coming out. There we go. So now I'm just going to take and put down a little bit of glue right there. And of course this is not art glitter glue, so I'm not familiar with how this is going to work. And y'all all know that I am an art glitter glue kind of girl. It has been the only glue that I've used since I've been paper crafting. I mean, back in the day I used some tacky glue for crafts, but you know, that was back in the day before I learned about art glitter glue. Let's see how that does. I just thought I would try it right here since I am needing a little bit of glue right there. I like the way the tip works. I hope it dries clear because that's going to be an issue if it doesn't. Okay, I want to pop this up on dimensions. The other thing I did like about this is it has the pin in the cap. See the little pin right there? And that goes into your glue prior to you screwing the lid down, I mean the top down. So I thought, if I can get it in there, there we go. And then you just screw this down. And this bottle is refillable, so I even thought if nothing else, I've got a great little bottle to put my art glitter glue in. y'all know how I am about that art glitter glue. Okay. I want some foam tape. So I'm going to pull out my scotch. And I'm going to cut me off a piece. About like that. And I'm going to cut another piece about like that. And this piece I'm going to split right up the middle. Just like that. Because I want a piece down here and I want a piece up here. Just like that. And let's find my little pick tool. And then we're going to put this down on here, and then we're going to glue this other piece to it. So I am going to even this up just like so. And then we're going to put this, and I'm not too sure I don't want to put this on dimensions. Maybe not. I'm grabbing my art glitter glue, y'all. It looks like this glue is drying pretty clear, but okay. And now we can just put this right here in the middle. And there, all we have to do now is put a white piece of paper in here, and we'll cut those in a few minutes and get those glued in. Now this one, I do want to pop this up on some dimensions. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals. These are the tiny ones, and I'm looking for the bigger ones. Oh, here we go. And I got one left right here, so we're going to go ahead and use that one. And I'm going to put about 3 on here. I'm going to put one on each side of the heart, and then one right down here at the bottom. And we're going to pop these off. Oh, look how cute that is. Okay, that's another one done. So now let's pull this one over. And this one, I think I'm going to do this one flat down. And you can decide how you want to do these, what shapes you want to use on them. Once you cut your paper, your pattern paper, your little 6x6, I thought this was just really a neat idea. If you got 6x6 paper packs and you just don't know what to do with some of the papers in them, this is a great alternative. So I thought it worked really, really well. So I'm going to take a pop dot, a little dimension, and we're just going to stick these down just like this. And pick these off again. I am so glad I learned this from a Stampin' Up demonstrator, that you can use your pick tool to pick these up like this and wrangle them so that you have them in a nice neat pile and not have them all over everything. Such a neat trick. Okay, we're going to put this right in the middle of that little stitched. Isn't that cute? Alright, we've got one more. Yep, I think 1, 2, 3. 4, oh, we got 2 more. I was getting ready to say. I only thought we did. And I love the way this paper all coordinates with each other. I love that. I think this one I'm just going to put down flat. And there's another one. And then this one I'm going to pop it up a little bit because I like the way this one is going to sit up above that pattern paper. So we'll put one there, and one right there, and one right here. And again, we'll just pick these off just like that. And now we're just going to put this right here on the side. You want to make sure it's over far enough that it's not off the edge of your card. But now look at this. Now we have not put the papers inside, but I'm going to go off camera and cut the papers and come back with those in, and then these cards will be completed. We did this with one 6x6 pattern paper and 3 different colors of a heavy cardstock. And we're going to use probably 1 sheet or maybe 2 sheets of white cardstock, maybe probably 1 because I have a half a sheet right here, and this will make a mat for 1 card or maybe even 2. So we'll probably use another half a sheet or another 1 sheet. So I'll be right back and we'll finish this up. Okay everybody, we are back and I have gotten all of my papers adhered down. And I also put in an inside so we could write a note. So I have 5 note cards now that I can stash back. And if you noticed, the only thing I used was a punch, a heart die, and also this, what are these called? Nested, stitch nested label dies. Stitch nested label dies, and these are gorgeous. This was a punch and these were a die. The rest of the decorations came from our piece of 6x6 pattern paper, and we used 3 colors of solid cardstock and 5 pieces of white cardstock to go inside. And what a cute little set of note cards. You know, you could make these up and give them as a gift, make the envelopes to go with them. I showed y'all earlier how to do the envelope. You could even put another little sentiment by taking a strip of white paper and putting it across here, and just a note to say thanks, just a note to say happy birthday, just a note to say, you know, whatever the occasion may be. And you could do this with a little banner cut, or you could round your corners. You could do it with this little stub punch. So many things that you could do to dress that up. You could do it short or long. Just so many cute little things. The other thing that I would do with these is I would put a little bit of bling, something that is kind of neutral, so maybe something like maybe something like this. These are blings, and these are fairly inexpensive. I don't think these cost that much. And you'll be surprised how much just a couple of pieces of this will dress up your card. So let's go ahead and put a couple pieces on. So let's put one right about there. Now these are in strips. Let's put one right there. You know, they say things look more attractive in 3s. So I love to do like the little teardrop of 3. You could also use a little piece of ribbon on these cards. You could tie a bow. But just look what that little bit of bling does to that card. You could do a little line of 3 of them. So let's pull off 3 and cut them. Maybe 4. just going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip that off right there. And then let's just lay this right here. I'm going to make sure I'm getting it fairly centered. Maybe we want to put it right up under just a note. Now I'm indecisive. I know y'all are probably thinking, who, you? Yeah, me. Okay, and I'm going to pull off 4 more. Because, you know, it's the little things that we do when we, you know, it's sort of like when we dress ourselves. Our accessories can really pull an outfit together. And sometimes accessorizing a note card with just a little bit of bling, look at that, can make all the difference in the world. Now this one I'm going to do just very, I'm just going to put one gemstone down. Did I get the adhesive off of that one? No, it's still got adhesive. And this one I'm going to put right there. How cute is that? Now this one I want to put, I think I want to break this one up. I do want to put it that is some strong adhesive on those things. So I'm going to put a piece right about there, and see it's got some excess adhesive on it. I'm going to roll that under. I'm going to put one there. And then I'm going to space out and put one there. I'm going to space out and put one right there. Again, there goes that 3. And look how cute that is. This really just kind of ties your cards together. And I think on this one I'm going to put 3 right here in that little corner. So I want one to go into the corner. And I want that adhesive to roll back underneath it. Okay, one right there. And then I want to do one right there. And then we're going to do one more right over here. And then we are going to call these cards done. Now how cute is that? Just that little corner, dressing it up. Now I am going to spread these out. There's, I'll tell you what, let's do it like this. And like this. Now how cute are those? Aren't they colorful? Very bright and sunshiny. And just think, we did all of this by using a diagram like this. Now remember, if anybody wants a picture of this, email me, Kathy with a K, at Random Acts of Crafting, and I'll email this to you. Until I can get my blog up and going, I don't have ability to be able to put stuff up like that. So once I get a blog going, which I am working on, then I'll be able to post these there where you can go and actually print them out. So thank y'all so much for tuning in for this little tutorial. I hope that this will generate you to be creative in making some of your own cards. And you could try turning your paper in all different directions. You could use different shapes than I did. Use what you got. And if you did see any of these products that you'd like to check out on my Random Acts of Crafting online craft store, or my Stampin' Up. Now remember, I want to reiterate, if anybody's looking for this trimmer, it is not at Random Acts of Crafting. This is at kathychampion.com. stampinup.net. If you go there, you'll be able to search for that trimmer on that website, and you can purchase that trimmer from there. Wonderful piece of equipment to have in your craft room, an asset to your stash. So until we craft again, as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven, for He is so worthy. God bless you all until we craft again. Stay home, stay safe, and stay crafty. Love y'all. Bye-bye.